Curtis Calhoun here with MMA News, and right now I'm joined by Don Shainis, who's getting ready to take his UFC debut on short notice against Sodiq Yusuff on October 1st. How's it going, Don?
I'm so excited, Curtis. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. First off, just kind of talk to me about how this fight came about. Obviously, you're filling in for Giga Chikadze against Sodiq Yusuff. Kind of just tell me how these past couple weeks have been for you.
Well, I just got off vacation and 2 days back into the gym. James Krause gives me a phone call. I was like, "Hey, what's your weight?" And my weight was my weight, and they said, "All right." And I think they wanted me to fight last weekend. That wasn't going to happen, so they gave me till October 1st, make weight, show up and fight. So that's exactly what I'm doing.
And obviously, taking this fight on short notice, I feel like the biggest concern is the weight cut, right? So, kind of
Yeah,
just tell us how that cut has been going for you so far, and where do you feel like you are at in terms of the fight next week?
So first thing I did was I called up Tyler Minton. He's my nutritionist, so hired him for this camp. Normally, I usually have his blueprints for a normal camp, but this isn't really a normal camp, is it? So first thing I did, called him up. He got back to me, and I've been working with him. And right now, normally excuse me, sorry.
No, you're good.
So normally, I've been working with him. I've been checking in every day, and my weight's about 5 pounds off from where I like to cut. Normally, I don't have a crazy cut to 45, but this one is going to be what it's going to be. A fight on short notice in the UFC. So what else could I want? I'll suck it up for an extra 4 or 5 pounds of a cut and do what I need to do.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk a little bit about your opponent, Sodiq Yusuff. Obviously, a ranked contender, a really tough guy. Has a really interesting skill set too. So, kind of just give us your thoughts on the matchup and what you can bring to the table too.
I think he's a really clean striker. A lot of people have been asking me about this matchup. Like, I think he's a super clean striker. I think that I'm a super awkward striker where, everything he does is going to be pretty and flashy and whatnot. But everything I do may not look pretty, but for some reason it's efficient and works with my body type. So I think that we're going to clash there. I feel like I'm going to be the better grappler, and we'll see. I've seen him in fights, and he throws hard, fast, and he's athletic. But he tends to kind of coast a little bit, and I think I'm a grinder, and we'll see. We'll see. You got to fight to find out.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people are making, when they're talking about this matchup, especially on short notice, they see a guy like that's a lot more technical. But obviously, you're a guy that's a lot more aggressive and is a go-getter and likes to get off to that quick start. So do you feel like this matchup is almost a benefit for you because of your style and your ability to start fast?
Look, it is what it is. We're going to find out in 2 weeks, like I don't want to overthink it or anything like that. Do I think it's a benefit? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm not overplaying it, overthinking it at all. Like, I'm just gonna show up, make weight, fight like a professional, and fucking shock a lot of people and ruin a lot of fucking parlays because I've seen a lot of fucking betting odds and a lot of people on Twitter fucking talking that shit. So, think I don't belong there. So I'm gonna prove them all wrong.
I was about to ask about that. Do you take extra motivation from dealing with trolls and just stuff like that at all?
I mean, I don't really care. I think it's funny. It's like, pretty much a lot. The main gist I'm getting is, oh, I'm just a regional guy. Well, you know what? Fuck you. That's kind of my mindset behind it. I don't care about it at all. I think it's kind of funny, but I'm just gonna show up and prove everyone wrong. Fuck it.
And I think the last time we talked was right after you joined Glory MMA and James Krause. How has that been for you? And how fortunate is it to have a guy like James Krause in your corner for this one, especially with his experience in the UFC and all that?
I mean, here's the biggest thing. Like, it's a culture thing. Like, I've never been anywhere, and I couldn't find anything even close to equivalent of this back home. There's a couple things, a couple gyms back home where maybe in like 5-10 years they're gonna evolve to this, but as of right now, this is exactly where I need to be. And it's just the culture here. Everyone is grinding. all the time. There's no days off, like everyone's here to work. No one cares. Everyone's trying to help each other get better and not tear anyone down. So it's I've been fortunate to be blessed with a ton of guys in the UFC training with. The guys that aren't in the UFC that are in the gym are all killers anyways. And it's like if you're gonna half-ass it, like don't even fucking bother coming, like everyone in here is day in, day out grinding nonstop. It's fucking awesome.
And to casual MMA fans that may not understand, kind of that team aspect of fighting too, just kind of talk about how important it is to have that community and have that culture where everybody's grinding and all on the same page.
So like back home, right? I'm from New England. There's talent, right? There's some really good guys in New England, and the issue with New England is there's gym rivalries. So gyms are fighting each other. There's certain gyms that don't like each other. If you train at this gym, you can't train at that gym. Uh, these people don't like these people. There's too much of that bullshit. Every gym, every quality gym is 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on traffic, away from each other. So to get two solid training sessions with far less volume of talent, you're spending more time driving than you are training. And here, I have a spot 5 minutes down the road where I have a gym where there's 20 guys in the UFC that show up every day, unless you're hurt or fighting or like you're showing up every day. There's no ego. We're all working and everyone's trying to help everyone improve. And it's unbelievable.
Absolutely, man. And I got to ask you, do you see yourself as a long-term featherweight? Because I remember last time we talked, I think it was either before or after you fought for a lightweight title in either Cage Titans or FAC. So do you kind of see yourself at featherweight still long-term?
Yeah. I'm way too small to be a lightweight. Yeah, I'm a true featherweight.
I got you.
There's been talks with one of my coaches about going to 35, but we'll get that one when we get there. There might be a point of diminishing returns. I think you're going to see the best me at 145.
Absolutely, man. And let's talk a little bit about your division. Obviously, now that you're signed to the UFC, even on a short notice fight like this, let's talk a little bit about the featherweight division. Are there some guys? Obviously, I know you're not looking past Sodiq Yusuff, obviously a really tough opponent, but are there a couple guys in the featherweight division that you have your eyes on in terms of potential matchups that you've thought about, even just casually?
Oh man, I had a hit list before I got this fight. I had a hit list of guys I wanted to fight in the UFC. Um, right now the only task at hand is Sadiq, but I had a hit list. Now, are those guys ranked? No. Did I think I'd be getting a ranked fighter my first fight? No. Am I gonna say no? No. Like fuck it. Like I'm October 1st, I proved my worth.
I got you, man. And are you able to give us a couple of names? We're going to wait for that post-fight interview.
I mean, when I win October 1st, I'm not gonna be shooting down. So well, I'm playing it by ear. Right now, my only task at hand is making weight and showing up to fight and getting my hand raised.
Absolutely, man. I love it. And have you thought about what those moments will be like as you make that walk to the UFC octagon? Obviously, getting ready for your debut. This is probably a moment that you've thought about for a long time. What's kind of gone through your mind when you envision making that walk to the octagon?
I think it's just like any other fight. Like I've been in 15 pro fights, 6 amateur fights. So I've been in 20 something fights, sanctioned. Um, I don't think there's any difference. I'm not comparing Bellator to the UFC, but is when I fought for Bellator, it was no different than when I fought for Cage Titans. It's no different when I fought in a gymnasium for AFO or Cage FX. So I don't think there's any difference. Yes, the lights are brighter, they're prettier. Um, there's more clout. There's more smoke, mirrors, but I think at the end of the day, it's just another fight.
I got you, man. And to those UFC fans that may not know a lot about you yet, what can you tell them about your style and what can they expect on October 1st?
Yo, I'm just fucking weird, man. Like I don't, I couldn't put my thumb on it. Like you watch to see. I'm just awkward and weird, and people have this idea of what I'm gonna do or what I'm good at, and I'm just awkward, super awkward. Uh, but it may not be always pretty, but I get the job done.
Absolutely, man. Well, hey, before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the floor to shout out any sponsors you have, shout out your team, all that good stuff. I'll give you the final word.
Hey, Chris, thank you for having me on. But Glory MMA, everyone back home that I've been training with, my coaches, James Krause, Awesome Ford, Jason High, Eric Grossman, you guys are unbelievable. To all my sponsors, you guys know who you are. I wouldn't be here without your support. And to my fan base, Shameless Nation, you guys are so fucking crazy. The amount of people reaching out to me has been unreal. Um, it's truly taken a nation to get me here, and I plan on staying here. So the nation continues to grow. So yeah, just thank you to all you guys, and I'm super excited for the first.
Definitely. And Don, it was always great to chat with you. Great to catch up, and can't wait to watch your UFC debut. And I'm sure we'll chat again soon, man. Thank you so
Can't wait
much.
to shock the world. Yeah, thank you.